Hey up, and welcome to Callums Corner. I have had a disgusting experience this afternoon. It's left me totally shook, but I'm going to tell you about it, much as I don't want to even recount it. I think it's important because it's an example of the difference that one man can make. If you decided that you're going to stand and fight in the face of adversity, you can make a massive difference, right? So, this afternoon, I've finished work dead early, before even lunchtime, and I was trying to decide what to do with my afternoon. I was thinking I was going to do a cooking stream, but the weather is so nice here on the Isle of Wight. I decided, you know what, I'm going to go home, get my swimming stuff, and get down the beach and have a swim before anything, right? So that is what I do. I get down the beach and I'm changing into my wetsuit. It's quite difficult. It's a squeeze. It's very, very tight, and it's an hard thing to get into on your own to zip up and stuff. But eventually, I manage it, and I slip into the sea, and I'm having a lovely time. You know, frolicking away, swimming away, gorgeous day. It's just unparalleled. But eventually, I have an urge to urinate that can no longer be ignored. Now, you're probably thinking, well, that's fine. You're in the sea. Just have a pee in the sea. Now, normally, I would pee in the sea. I've got no qualms about that. But my wetsuit prevents that. I did mention it's very, very tight. And it has this unfortunate effect on me that, groinally, without giving too much information away, I'm not religious. So I am natural groinally. And when you swim in the cold sea, your little man does tend to retreat somewhat into the sheath. Now, if you attempt to then urinate with this incredibly tight wetsuit on, it can result into an incredibly uncomfortable kind of ballooning effect, which is something to be avoided, believe you me. Anyway, the only way to kind of counteract that is to kind of grab the wetsuit at your groinal area and kind of shift it around and make room for the urine to go into, and it leaves all this horrible residual warmth. You're left almost sinking, trying to grab your groin. It's really not a workable situation. So I'm an experienced swimmer, wetsuit and stuff. I know what I'm dealing with. I decide I'm just going to have to get out and make my way to the public toilet. You can't incognito pee on the beach in a wetsuit. It's still tight, even out of the water, and strip it down beneath your buttocks so you can pee. That's not incognito. So it's not the end of the world. It's a few-minute walk along the beach up this little lane to the public toilets, which I then do. Anyway, eventually, I get to the public toilets, and my need to urinate is quite, urgent at this point. But before I can go in through the door, a woman walks out, waddles out, weird little woman, like weird body shape, had like a spare tyre around her waist. She's in her like 60s, 70s kind of thing. But really, really stout, like one of those Russian dolls around the kind of the waist, like a spare tyre, incredibly kind of ample buttocks. Anyway, she waddles out of the gentleman's toilets. No apology, just in a very posh voice informs me that they've been accused, so she just used them, right? No apology. Normally, I would have been thinking how rude this was, maybe I should confront her, but I really need to pee. So I pop it out of my head, get into the public toilet, start stripping my wetsuit off. Now, I can't use the urinals like I normally would, unfortunately, because they are very close to the door with the wetsuit stripped off. It kind of looks like you're naked and people can see through. So I make my way as I'm trying to unzip into the cubicle, which she has obviously just vacated. As soon as I enter that cubicle, my eyes, all of my senses, my sense of smell, my eyes, my sense of common decency were assaulted. Sitting in their toilet, she had left an absolutely gigantic poo. It was clearly too big to flush. The thing was like a bloody baguette. My mind was spinning at this point, right? Just the sheer logistics of it, the girth and stuff, how it was unbroken. It was incredible and disgusting, the sheer entitlement to just leave that there. It was kind of stuck to the side, but kind of jutting outwards, like quite proudly, like some kind of twisted fecal monument. I couldn't believe it. Like, you do something like that, you deal with it. Yeah, you must be shaking if your body's produced something that's come out like that, but you don't just walk off and leave it for the next person to deal with. Like, you check your pockets. What have you got on you in your bag? Have you got something to break it up? If you're not, I'm sorry, that's your fault. You still have to deal with it. wrap some toilet paper around your fingers and go at it lobster style. At least break it up and flush it bloody down. Just leaving it there, that's so disrespectful. It's more than that, it's arrogant. It's like an act of terrorism, turd terrorism. Couldn't bloody believe it, right? So I've got my wetsuit off by this point, and obviously my mind's spinning. So many different things. What should I do about this? Should I just take a photo of it? You know, that's what everyone does nowadays. It's all looky-loo, isn't it? Take a photo, take a video. Don't deal with what's actually happening. Don't help people getting attacked. Just video it. No one takes responsibility. And yeah, that appeals to me a little bit because I want other people to see it. Should I photograph it? It becomes a meme and stuff. But I think, no, I've still got too much about me, about myself to let my standards slip. To do that, I decide there and then that no, I'm going to make a stand. I'm not photographing it. I'm not videoing it. I'm actually going to take bloody action. So I decide I'm going to target it. I'm going to pee. You know, I've been peeing for 40 years. I can pee fast and I can pee accurate. I decide I'm going to try and deal with this. I'm going to target one of the fishes in this bloody massive missile that she's just left there. And I'm going to try and break it off so at least it can be flushed down, right? So I do it. And as I say, I'm a good peer, but I'm making absolutely no difference. Even aiming at the fisher, this thing is so bloody dense. I don't know what she's eating. Posh bloody idiot. Foie gras or something. But this thing's too dense. The pee's just bouncing off it, right? So I finish peeing and get my wetsuit back on. Stick my head out the door. I'm looking to see if she's still there, but she's managed to waddle off. And again, I'm presented with a choice. What am I going to do here? Shall I just walk off and leave it? Every fibre of me wants to just walk away. But then I start thinking, you know, it was horrific for me. And I'm big, I'm strong, you know, mentally as well. I'm battle-hardened. Next person who walks in, it might not be like me. It might be a little kid. Might be an old and frail man. He might fall over or something in shock. He could get damaged. Little kid could be scarred for life. So again, I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to be part of this new culture. I am going to make a stand here. This is my village. I'm not standing for this. I'm not leaving this for someone else. I'm going to bloody try and sort this. So I'm at the toilets, looking around on the grass, under the trees, and I managed to find myself a stick, right? Now, the next 5-6 minutes, I don't want to go into too much detail about. They are etched upon my mind, just chopping, guillotining with the stick, pinning some of it to the side so some of it could escape down as I flushed it, waiting for the system to refill. It was so sticky as well. Like it was horrible, retching and stuff. Like that, I will never forget that few minutes. It must be like they're kind of the first responders onto 9/11 felt, something like that. You know, it's almost, you're not taking it in, it's so horrific, but you're just trying to make a difference. And eventually, I've done as much as I can, right, to get rid of it. I've flushed, and it's still mucky in there, but I'm not cleaning the actual toilet pan out. The majority of it's gone, and at least it's not going to be a danger to shipping or anything once it gets out to sea. I've stood up, I've made my stand, I've stood in the face of adversity, something so disgusting that it's almost inhuman, and I've said no. It's not happening. Not on my watch, love. No, I won't stand for that. And that is what you can do. If you come across something, you know, you have strength within yourself. Find it. Find that strength. Be the hero that you can be. And don't let the depraved spasmoids win. And I won't let her win. I mean, she's obviously a holiday maker. You don't do something like that if you live in the village, do you? But I'm going to have my eyes peeled for her this next couple of weeks. I was looking everywhere as I walked back home today. You know, if I find her, I'm going to confront her. And that I will film, Lukey Lou. You will go on the bloody internet, you dirty, dirty little birdie. Well, big birdie, actually. Everything about it was large. Okay. Hopefully that's inspired you a little bit. That is what I want. As disgusting as it was, don't worry about me. I faced it and I feel stronger because of it. And you can be that hero too. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.